Welcome to the replay, everyone. This was a wonderful broadcast. This is Mindset Talks, Diabetes Demolition Series. We are back. I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. I am here with the one and only Dr. Dee. That's what she's affectionately known as, Dr. Dee. We have Michael L. Parks, aka Pops, who's my husband. Welcome back. And then the star of the night is Miss Ruth Braxton. Hey guys, we're super excited. I'm super excited to be here with you all today. You all know how this is going. For those that's been following this, right? So on May 14th, we did a Mindset Talks where we talked to my husband, Pops, as well as Dr. Dee, and just talked about, in a nutshell, just talked about how we were able to reverse his diagnosis of type 2 diabetes. Well, I'll put it to you like this. On April 5th, I was rushing my husband to the hospital because little did I know he was in DKA, diabetes ketoacidosis. Didn't know this. But the glucose meter was so high it didn't even register. It just said high. It didn't even give me a number. And so me and the knowledge I have, I knew that was not good. So ended up rushing him to the emergency room. And my husband, guys, was like this close to no longer being with us. And long story short, got his blood sugar stabilized. He returned home April 9th. And April 17th was the last day he took medication. And so that's why we are here, because those that follow me, Rochelle T. Parks, y'all see me every day, multiple times a day. And some of you probably have never seen my husband, probably didn't even know I was married, because my husband is not that type of guy. He's not an out front type of guy. But he said to himself, there is no way that God spared me from no longer being here, spared me from death. For me to keep this to myself. And so that's why we're here, right? So we started a diabetes coaching program. We have 4 clients and they are doing phenomenally well. And so they too want to share their story in hopes that it would motivate someone, may give someone hope, because there are people that's been diabetic for 10, 20, 30 years with no hope of ever getting off medication. And I'm saying that we all know it's proven, it's written, scientifically proven that type 2 diabetes is both preventable and reversible through nutrition and exercise. And so those folks who are listening that are maybe pre-diabetic, maybe you haven't been diagnosed yet, but you're pre-diabetic, or you are already been diagnosed. Okay, they say this bud's for you. No, I'm just joking, not this bud, but this video is for you, right? And I'll tell you this is what I know. There are people out there right now who are pre-diabetic or diabetic and don't even know it, right? And so I know that to be true. You don't even know it, and just ticking time bombs. But this is for you guys. And so before we get into it, I just want to give you some stats. And so last night, if you didn't see the video last night, we talked to Miss Consuela Harris, who gave a wonderful testimony. She's pre-diabetic. She was on medication. Notice I said she was on medication. She is no longer on medication. So she told her story last night. You can find that on my page. Tonight, as you hear, we got Miss Ruth Braxton, and tomorrow we have Miss LaShane Glenn at 8:30, and then Friday we have Miss Beverly Lucas. Please tune in to all of those. But just to give you some background information, I'm just going to do this real quick about diabetes, just in case you don't know. In 2018, 34.2 million Americans had diabetes. 34.2 million. That's in 2018. That's just in the country, right? There's over 400 million worldwide, right? Of the 34.2 million adults with diabetes, 26.8 million were diagnosed and 7.3 million were undiagnosed, right? So that's huge. There are people walking around undiagnosed, right? So this is also a fact. 1.5 million Americans are diagnosed with diabetes every year. And then when we speak to pre-diabetes, in 2015, 88 million Americans aged 18 and older had pre-diabetes. Guys, that's 34.5% of the adult U.S. population. And that's 5 years ago. So you know it's much higher than that. So this thing is serious. Many of us have lost loved ones, through diabetes. Just we know many people have lost their eyesight, who've lost limbs, appendages. It's serious. I know people walking around right now with tingling in their fingers and their feet. That's serious. That's serious. And so we're here to talk about it. And so that's why we call this the diabetes demolition, because we want to destroy it. I mean, so my husband and I, we were going to say, is it diabetes destroy or demolition? With destroy, you can kind of still have you can kind of recognize. See, when you demolish something, it's obliterated, right? Like you don't even see it anymore. It's gone. So this is the diabetes demolition program is what we're here to talk about. So I just want to set the stage, and now I'm going to kick it on over to my husband, Pops. Pops, take it away.
Yeah, I want to start like I started with my picture of remembrance. For those of you who haven't tuned in an earlier broadcast, this picture of remembrance, the reason I call it that is because this is the picture that they gave me in the hospital that I was drinking water from every day when I was there. And so every day it's a reminder of where I came from. And the reason I think it's important is because I believe a lot of us go through things, traumatic things, life-altering things. And when we get through it, we take it for granted. And then it gets to a point where we no longer think about it anymore. We no longer appreciate the impact that it had on our lives. And so I just want to remember where I was and where the Lord brought me from. And as a result of that, and because I am a man of few words, as my wife said. Yeah. So I'm a man of few words, and I don't like being out in front, but my heart was pricked about coming forth and telling my story, because I felt like I could live the rest of my life and nobody would really know. So one of the ways that I believe that I can show my appreciation for the recovery that I've been able to enjoy is to share the blueprint that I feel that God gave me, the blueprint to beating this diabetes, which, by the way, I never consider myself a diabetic. I always consider myself a person that had a type 2 diagnosis, but I never owned the title of diabetic. Mm-hmm. So I feel like in order for me to show my appreciation, which I can never do, but I can keep trying, is by helping as many people as I can. And so that's the reason I'm so thankful, just to be able to have people like Mama Ruth here to share her testimony. And it's an amazing testimony. And as you would hear, and it literally makes me emotional thinking about the progress that she's made over just a short period of time, and where she began and where she is right now. And so I live vicariously through her as well as other people, and it gives me strength to continue every day so I can be able to be worthy of them listening to me. And so I just want to just thank you, Mama Ruth, for being here and sharing your story. Dr. Didi, I know you talk a lot about the whole diabetic thing, and I just wanted you to know also that I appreciate you being here as well, because I don't think we have a broadcast without you, because you put all the pieces together. You make everything come together. And so just for us to be talking about it by ourselves, it's great. It's amazing by itself. But when you add the medical component to it and add validity to what everything that's taking place, it means the world. So I appreciate that. Mama Ruth, I want to ask you a question. And just to kick things off, I would like for you to tell the viewers where you were prior to even knowing anything about this program, in terms of your I'll just say your story. I'll say your story as it relates to you dealing with type 2 diabetes. Where were you then? How did you come to learn about this program? And then the third thing is, since being in the program, what have you been able to experience, if you can remember that?
Oh yeah, I can remember that. So in the beginning, I was always saying I'm a fighting diabetic. Well, when I got diagnosed what they did, they brought me in and they said, okay, I was wondering why, I was so tired and, I thought I had a bladder problem actually, because I'm like, oh my God, I got a bladder infection because I was urinating a lot. And I said, dang, I got to lay off the cokes. So I was wondering. So when I went to the doctor, I'm going to go in there and tell them what I got. So I said, look, I got a bladder infection and I need something for my bladder. So he listened and he said, okay, we're going to have to take some blood. And anybody that knows me, when you talking about doing a needle, okay, that's a no-no. And I'm like saying, you ain't getting it. I just need some bladder pills. So he went on and, against my better judgment, he took the blood. And so he comes back. Now, mind you, I got reinforcements because I took my mama with me. And so I was like, he comes back and he said, okay, the good news is you don't have a bladder infection, right? So I said, well, I'm, urinating a lot. And he said, well, the other news is you have diabetes. And that hit me like, oh my God, that hit me like the U.S. lost the Twin Towers. Remember when the Twin Towers lost everything? Well, everybody was, oh my God, Twin Towers. So I was like, oh my God, diabetes. Well, I felt so bad about that. It just messed my world up because all of my mom's people, just about except for her, had diabetes and they died, from that. My dad's people, they had diabetes, or they call it back then the sugar.
The sugar, yeah.
They had the sugar. Right. And so, they were messed up. I had some relatives that lost eyesight, limbs, you know what I'm saying, and life. And so when they told it to me, I'm hollering. I'm like, oh my God, give me the bladder infection. I'm repenting because I'm thinking that I did something. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get hit like that. So anyway, fast forward, I'm going through it and I didn't want to take the meds. At first I was taking them religiously. I wouldn't leave home without the meds. And I just felt like my life can be better than this. This is not how I'm going to end up. This, because I felt like you take meds for a long length of time. It cured the diabetes, but now half my legs gone. It cured the diabetes, but now I got something else that I got. If I got liver problems, it cured the diabetes, but now my reproductive organs then shut down. Yeah. If you just look at the diabetes, yeah, the medicine probably would help you, but you got so many other side effects. So I was like, I kept believing God, but you know what? You can believe God all you want. If you don't know what to do, you can believe him if you want to. But, you need to have focused faith, not foolish faith. And foolish faith is that faith where you just going along, just believing them, but you don't know what to do. You just going along, they tell you don't, just get a well-balanced meal. Well, what that look like? I'm like, what's a well-balanced meal? So, I just kept on going. And my mom said, well, we need to go to diabetes education classes. I'm like maybe 2 years in, and I started having my blood pressure was spiking. I never had high blood pressure. I'm not a stressful. I may bring stress, but I ain't finna receive. So I'm not finna do all that. So I'm like, blood pressure. I didn't even know I had blood pressure. I didn't know the pressure was getting high in the blood. So we went to diabetes class and they said, this is what you need to eat. And they had all this stuff, and all of it was everything was what sugar free. So it had all of these aspartines and all of. Guess what?
Sucralose and
Yes, and guess what? I would have been good with diabetes, but now I got cancer. It's
yeah.
a pardon the expression, but it's damned if I do and damned if I don't. Which one of these do you want to have before you leave? And I'm like, I don't want none of them. And my mom was saying it just got. She started trying to cook for me and not give me any carbs, and my body started feeling faint. And I'm running back to the carbs because I felt like I was, plummeting out. But she had the right idea. We just didn't know how to do it. You know what I mean? She had the right idea. But anyways, I kept trying to know what to do, trying to believe God. And sometimes, Dr. Didi, I'm telling you the truth. I'll be in the bed and my heart would be racing. My heart would be hurting. And I felt like it was a heart attack. And I said, Lord, just let me live till tomorrow. Just you can believe him for what you want. I had to believe him day to day because I'm gonna be honest, I started becoming at first I was the good patient that took all the meds. I started becoming that radical patient that felt like I need more and y'all ain't giving me more. Every time I go in, they tell me, well, if you lose some weight, and I'm like, how you do that? I know how to put on pounds. I don't know how to take pounds off. I don't know how you do that. What that look like? So they was like, if you lose 10 pounds, you know what I'm saying? I can't say, dear 10 pounds, you just need to leave. I can't do it. I don't know how because what y'all can lose weight off of, maybe I couldn't. And I didn't know, and then they tell a person who really, my children are athletic, but I am not anymore. And so, when you build a habit of not doing certain things, you can't just tell a person, go out there and start running, go out there and start walking. You need help. You know what I mean? I was a wrong eating life junkie, and now you trying to tell me I can't take my junk. Now you know how much withdrawals you finna go through. And I didn't have no help, and so
Yeah.
I was like, this is what I did. My mom, I was trying to be a caregiver, and my mom died in 2017. Who was, we were like best friends. You saw her, you saw me, and I when she died, I didn't know what to do. So then my sister comes to the funeral, and she goes into a coma that Thursday after the funeral, and she died. So I'm like saying, you know what? If I'm gonna die anyway, I ain't taking nothing. I'm just not. And I didn't want to take the meds anymore because my mom had taken this one med, and Dr. Didi, I wish I had looked it up for you. She had taken a med for years because she had congestive heart failure, and it was a med that she needed to take for years, and she took it and it went against her. Now that med went against her and it caused something else and she could no longer take it. And when she died, I'm vowing never to let somebody give me some meds that I'm gonna take for years. And I may not have diabetes, but I got something else that is irreversible. Am I making sense? So I didn't take the meds. I would take the meds. Oh, I take it this week. Next week I ain't taking nothing. I let all my meds um go out. I let them all go out, and I kept saying, my sister gone. And then my dad was saying, well, we can make it. And it was me and my dad and my brother. Well, guess what? He left. He left in the same year. And I'm like, I think I really didn't care. And, I was like, you know what? They leaving anyway. I don't care. And they've been taking meds and it ain't working. I was just angry. And so, but all the time, something in me kept saying, you need to do something. You know what I'm saying? I know God didn't save me to go out like this. You know what I'm saying? He reminded me that when I had my third child, I actually died and they called it. And God brought me back. And I knew that I was not supposed to just let my life go because three people that were significant in my life left. You know what I'm saying? But I knew also that I wasn't supposed to take the meds. You know what I didn't fall off the banana truck. I know the meds be hurting people. So I didn't want to do that. So anywho, I was talking to my daughter. I have 4 children, and my oldest girl is a what you call it? Just athletic. It's like she was born athletic, and she's just overboard, and she think everybody's supposed to be athletic. So she was telling me,
Shout out to Steph. Shout out to Steph.
yeah, Steph. So she was telling me, Mama, we can do this. We can do this. And she said, why don't you call? She's part of that ET group that goes, and she was at a conference. And
Breathe University.
Yeah, Breathe University. And she told me, why don't you call, she gave me her book. What is it?
The priority has to
Priority
be
has to be you. Put that book up there, girl. Put that book up there. So she gave me the book and she said, call her. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, right. I'm gonna call her who been training these big people, these famous people, but I'm gonna call her and she gonna call me back. Really? And she said, just send her an inbox. So I did. Well, when I inboxed her, I told her that, I needed help. I saw her podcast with Tiffany Montgomery, and they were talking about health. And I told her that I needed help. I wanted to evict diabetes. I said, it got to go. We both can't live here. And so
wait. You wanted to evict diabetes from your body.
From your body. Yep.
Hey, thanks, Pop. So that's what I said. Well, I didn't check my inbox anymore for 2 days because I figured she was gonna get one of her people to inbox me back.
I got people, Dr. Didi. I got people.
She got people. So I thought that that's what she was gonna do. So I didn't even look at it anymore. And she actually inboxed me right then, said, call me right now. And
they did tell me.
She did. I was like, oh my God, I'm so important. Look at this.
Listen, I was out on a run. I was out running when that thing came in. I'm running and I'm texting back, call me right now. And she didn't call me back.
That's what she said. But guess what? This is how you miss your blessing, people. You don't go back. You ask God for something, then you ain't even ready.
You see?
You ain't ready. And I wasn't ready because I should have been checking every hour on the hour because I was expecting. But see, I had low expectation because I thought she wasn't going to call little old me back. You see what I'm saying? But when you're expecting for God, there's not a little old anything.
See, there you go.
So that's just I'm giving y'all that for free. And you have to pay for this after this podcast. She called me, and I didn't get it to 2 days. See, I could have started 2 days early. You know what I mean? And 2 days could have been life or death. But God, foolish people, God really covers them too. So He covered me. And when I called her back, it was like years of open prayer, years of it, years of knowledge and answers that I didn't know that I got. And I kept saying, if my mama could see me now, if she could see me now, if my dad, he thought I could walk the water. If he could see me now, I ain't even on the water, baby. I'm in the clouds. If he could see me, if he could see me now, my sister died. She was, on dialysis, and if she could, if they could really see me now, they do see me, but you see me in another realm. But I mean, in the natural before they died. But you know what? God is still good. And He said, you know what? I got you. You don't need to look back. I got you. So what happened? I got on the, y'all need to know this about them. Let me tell you about them.
Wait.
Hey, you got the mute.
Dr. Didi.
Hey, you got the mute button ready, bro? You got the mute button ready?
Yeah, let me tell y'all about them. Not Dr. Didi, baby. She on point. They on point too, but you better be ready for that point. So he got me, we FaceTime, we Zoomed at first, and she we talked about it, and she by the way, I'm the first one to be put in the clinic. Thank you. So anywho's, we talked and she put me right in, and she knew my case was a basket case. She just said, you know what, I got a live one here. She knew that I needed help. So then she later on, she called me and she introduced me to Pops. And so we went to talking and and everything. So she said, this is what you need to do. So she gave me a regimen. She said, this is what you need. And I said, oh, okay, wow. And you know what? Let me say this for everybody who's listening. Money cannot be an object when it comes to your health. It can't be. How much is too much? How much is that Louis Vuitton you going to buy? How much are those snakeskin boots you be wanting? How much is that outfit that that you trying to get to impress somebody, but you sick? And when people tell you how much it is, you rather pay for the meds than pay somebody to keep you living. Okay, that's the commercial.
Okay, that's the commercial.
Anywho's, she told me, this is what I need you to do. This was the regimen. And she gave me a regimen, and I'm not going to say because you're going to have to get in the program to find it out. So she said, do this, and I will tell you this. Your window to eat is from 10 to 6, right? Don't get up trying to grab breakfast. And that was different for me because I thought I was always just going to be hungry, and you got to get breakfast at 8. You got to. That's the American way. So, so I'm like saying, okay. And she said, and do this and do this. And I said, can do easy. That's what I told her.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. You know what? I think they got them cameras in your house. I didn't do nothing. None of that. I didn't do none of that. What I did do, I did 2 things that she told me. She told me what foods I need to eat. And I was too scared not to. And my daughter was telling me, you going to eat that? I said, girl, I ain't finna touch that. I was too scared not to eat what she said. And I was too scared not to, to go before 10 and go past 6. Everything else I was trying. This how you do. Somebody give you a recipe, you don't follow it. You change it because you know better than them.
That's right.
And so now, right now, my upside down cake is right side up.
Come on now. That's New Orleans. That's all we do is change recipes.
That's it. And you put your own twist on it.
That's it. That's all we do.
That's what I was doing. I had the whole plan now, but to be honest with you, I didn't just start eating. I'm gonna eat all this. I didn't do that. Now, God is my witness. I didn't do that. But I didn't do the plan like she told me to do the plan. And my numbers weren't moving. And they weren't moving to the point where Pop, step in, tell him what you thought. He thought that I had needed way more treatment than they could help me out.
Go ahead, Pop. Truth be told, I didn't think anything was wrong with your body.
You said
I knew you were shamming.
We knew
you were shamming, but that was the politically correct to approach the subject. Because I'm like saying to myself, there's no way in the world that everybody else is experiencing these phenomenal results and you're moving in the wrong direction. There's no way. There's no way. You were going backwards. And so to me, and the thing is, although I was hedging, but in my heart, I felt like you were just wasn't doing what you're supposed to do. But I had to at least say that something might be wrong with you. Remember, I said you might have to go talk to your doctor.
Yeah. That's what you said.
Yeah, because the thing is, I figured if you were on the small chance, on the small off chance that you were doing everything right, then that would be cause for concern.
That's right.
I was hedging. I was like, I mean, if you're doing everything the way you're supposed to, then I think you need to make a call to your doctor.
Yeah, he did. He was he had that game face on. And look, this what Rochelle T. Parks said. She texted me and she said, look, we're gonna have to do what was it?
We need to talk to you. We need to do
we need to do face to face.
Yeah, we need to do a face to face. Yeah, that's what I said.
So I said a FaceTime. She said, no, we need to do a Zoom. So I thought about it and I said, man, they want to do a Zoom. Now they finna start fussing at me and all of that. I don't know.
No. What you said at first, you said, am I getting kicked out the program? Because I sent her a voice memo. I sent her a voice memo. And she didn't want to listen to it. She wouldn't even listen. I'm getting kicked out the program.
She'd send me a voice recording. I wouldn't play it. She called me. I wouldn't even answer because I said, I ain't going nowhere. That's what I said.
So you like them squatters then?
Yeah, you know how you get you start dating somebody, y'all live together, you want to kick him out and he ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that ain't finna happen. Yeah, so I wouldn't even answer. And so then later on, I just finally real easy pressed the button, and then she wasn't kicking me out. So I said, okay. And then we went on the little face time.
No, we did a Zoom.
Yeah, we did the Zoom. And tell them what y'all did, because I'm gonna tell on y'all in a minute. Go on and tell what you did.
We had an intervention.
Yeah, it was an intervention.
So we had to pull in the big guns. We had to pull in Steph. Her daughter had to pull in the big guns.
That's right. Uh-oh. That's right.
So it was Mama Ruth, it was Steph, Rochelle, and myself.
That's what these numbers was looking like. I remember y'all told me something about these numbers.
Okay, her first number. Oh, go ahead, Pops. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
So her first number, when we talked to her the very first day, I remember I was sitting on the couch and like I'm pointing like y'all know where my couch is. But anyway, on the first day, we asked her what her numbers was. She'd been flying blind. That's our phrase. She was flying blind. She didn't know where her numbers were. So she checked it, and the very first was 369.
369.
369. We was like, Mama. So we told her right then and there, you need to call your doctor. Call your doctor and get checked out. Call your doctor. Now, we didn't want that on our heads. You know what I mean? Like 369, right. That's serious, so call your doctor. Let's see what's going on. So she called and, doctors, they weren't overly alarmed. Just, she hadn't been taking her medication because she said she wasn't taking it. So they just said, start taking the medication, whatever. It should come back down. And so that's what it was at that time. The very first reading was 369. Now go ahead, Pops.
Yeah. Well, that's enough. Okay. Goodbye. Have a good day, folks. That's it. But it was 369, and it seemed like Mama Ruth was pretty comfortable in the threes, because it took a while for us to get out of the threes, and so once we had the intervention with Steph, Mama Ruth, she started trying to threaten bodily harm on Steph because.
Yeah.
Because
we showed the numbers.
She wasn't on her side. She thought Mama Ruth thought Steph was gonna be co-signing with her. Steph was like, no. She was like, she's shamming.
Yeah.
And so, right, and she did. And I'm like, you know what I was thinking, Dr. Didi? I was thinking, I got 4 kids, and it ain't gonna hurt to lose that one. I'm gonna put her out. I'm putting her out. I'm sorry. That's what I said. And thank God for 4. And I got another daughter too. I'm like, okay.
Blood's supposed to be thicker than water, huh?
Oh my goodness.
Right.
Steph told the truth. Steph told the truth.
So glad because she was on her way to see me and she stopped and she stayed at home to get on the intervention stuff. And let me tell y'all, whoever gets in the program, they're gonna want to know your people's phone number. Pops is real good about that. And he took my husband's number, tells everything. And so he got his number, talking to him, and my husband sending him stuff. And I'm like saying, is there nobody for me?
Okay, hold up. Let's ask this question. Who gave me your husband's phone number?
I did. I didn't know you were, but you fooled me into it.
Well, how come I wasn't able to fool you into doing what you're supposed to do?
I was flying blind. I was flying blind when I hand you that number. And plus my sugar levels was up. I didn't know what I was
and
doing.
the sugar levels were up, so you weren't thinking clearly.
I wouldn't know what I was doing.
Okay, well, we can let you slide on that one. You get
And then let me tell y'all, they did the intervention, but this is what did it for. First, Gigi said, "Mama, this is what did it for me." Let me be honest. See this phone? This what Doc I call her Doc. So Rochelle T. Parks did. He was saying, and the numbers. And so she was like, look, these people, look, they all, these numbers low. I'm just saying. He told me about 15. He said, and yours not like that. I don't understand.
Listen, Dr. Didi, my people, everybody else numbers, because it was around the time the numbers they sent us to. And I'm like, look. I said, look, the numbers coming in. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. I said, see that? Everybody doing it but you. What's up?
Right. That's what she said. You could have showed me one and I would say, you right. You showed me two. You know what? Have mercy on me. I repent. You showed me 3, 4, 5, and now I'm mad. Yes. And that's what she did. If you want to know the truth.
You want to know the truth. She put some competition up there.
That's right.
And then Gigi said, no, we ain't going like that. And I said, no, we ain't going. She's showing me all these people. I'm the first one in the clinic. Oh. To the no.
To the no.
Right. And so the next day, my numbers, what happened? They went down.
They went
the next
down.
day, she went below 200, I think. Did she go
below 200?
She did. The next day. Because she had never.
It wasn't. I think it was the next reading. Was it that night?
The next reading.
The next reading.
I went to bed. I was so mad with
was that the Who's Your Daddy reading?
Right.
Yeah. Come on, Who's Your Daddy? Who's Your Daddy
now? Right. Don't mess with me.
Goodness.
Right, you walking on the fighting side of me now. Wait a minute. Because all I can see is her showing me numbers. You showing me 1, 2 times, okay. Now you showing me everybody's number in the nation. I'm like, okay, that's how you want to play it. I'm finna show you something.
Little motivation, that's all.
It was a lot of motivation. And it's been going down ever since, seriously. And let me tell you something. Okay, I know you're a doctor, so you may need to stop your ears up. I stopped my own meds. I said, I have an appointment with them next week. And he told me he didn't want to give me nothing anyway. He gave me metformin, and that was it. He didn't even try to prescribe because, I fired a whole bunch of diabetes doctors. I got rid of it. Right. They weren't talking right. I wasn't doing right, but they weren't talking right.
I thank God you tell the truth.
Look, I wasn't even doing nothing they said, then I go in there with an attitude. I went in there with attitude. I said, you know what? They looking at me wrong. I ain't going to that one. And I went and I get another one. And she was so sweet. But then she didn't say what I wanted her to say because I wanted to get off the meds actually. And they was like, you're gonna be on this for a while, and you're gonna be, that's not what I wanted to hear. Even though I wasn't doing right, I still fire you. You know what I mean? And I kept changing doctors. So I finally have a doctor who believes in the scripture and believe that you can change diabetes type 2 by your eating habits. And so he told me to go on keto. You know what I'm saying? Do the keto. But I think that, he really, 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 really means well, by he told the truth about that. But you're going to need this diabetes clinic like what I'm in now. You're going to need these coaches to help you. You know what I'm saying? You got to be coached through this stuff. Just like cancer. Why you don't just tell them to come in and take your chemo and that's it? Why don't you say, we gotta, it's like this, you gotta drive through a window and I just give you a kilo as you drive through. But you when they got cancer, you gotta coach them through, you gotta do some stuff, you gotta do this. Well, it's the same thing with diabetes. You gotta get a coach. You can't self-medicate, and I know I'm saying Medicaid because I'm not a good patient for meds, but you can't prescribe things for yourself because guess what? You are the one that have the habit of eating wrong. My mama told me don't dig your grave with your teeth. That was
Come
she
on
said.
now.
That's what she said. And she said people with diabetes are digging their grave with their teeth. And that's the truth. You
Yeah.
eating wrong. But I need coach. I'm a eataholic. It's like a sinaholic. You need the
Yeah.
Bible. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So when I got hold of them and then I really started, I'm gonna be honest, when people give you a layout, a regimen, if you take those pieces of the puzzle, you got the piece, right? But if you don't line them up right, the puzzle not gonna come right. Things don't fit. And I got the piece of the puzzle from them what to do, but I didn't line it up the way that they told me to do. And when I lined up, my numbers are still coming down. They coming down. I did exactly better what she say to do, what he told me to do. I did it to let. I tried to get over it first, but it didn't happen. It didn't work. Right. I tried to get over a little tad bit, and I do this, and then I do that, and you know what? But actually, I wasn't getting over on them. I was getting over on me.
So that's
I wasn't hurting anybody but me. And one thing about it, God didn't give you another body. That's it.
the only one you get. That's right.
You cash out, he give you a whole lot of stuff. It ain't like a car, what I'm saying? Even that child I was ready to give up. I had 3 more, but I don't have but one body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And actually, I'm just saying it about her, but all of my kids, I mean, they are on me. They're asking me things. They say, no, you can't do this. And that's love. To tell a mama no is show enough love. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't go against their mama.
That's
They
right.
don't. They go against the daddy, but they ain't even go against your mama.
Yeah.
And to tell your mom no, and to tell you, I did raise them to tell the truth regardless, because I used to tell them, follow me as I follow Christ. If I don't follow Christ, I'm going to need you to keep on walking because something could be wrong with me. And now I have to eat those words because they going to follow truth. You know what I'm saying? And for her to, and any of them to give me something, and know that it's going to hurt me and know that I'm hurting myself. They was loving me when I wasn't loving myself because I was doing, I didn't care. And I stopped taking the meds. I'm not taking them anymore. I told them, and I was scared to tell them because I didn't want them liable for that. You know what I mean?
We just found out, Doctor, that we didn't know. We just found out about 2 days ago that she stopped taping her meds. We didn't know, but we were praising God.
Let me do my broadcast system on Ruth.
Go ahead.
Let me do my broadcast. This broadcast is brought to you by. Listen, we are not. The reason why I'm saying this is because I want people to be inspired. Miss Ruth, I've been hearing about your aura and your person and your energy and your love and your enthusiastic and your commitment and your competitiveness and your joy and the smile that you put on your face before I even met you tonight. So,
really?
Baby,
I'm getting famous.
I'm telling the truth now. Listen, I'm speaking the truth now. You told me the truth. You gotta follow the truth. Listen, it's easy for me to do because you have impacted the program in such a manner because we knew kind of where you were at, and then, but man, to see where you're headed, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But one thing I am telling people, even with all of this inspiration that you're oozing, I cannot say that I could ever support anybody doing exactly what you did because it jeopardizes their life. Because I'm telling you right now, if you go to the ED with a blood sugar of 369, I'm admitting you, period. You understand what I'm saying? And then I'm going to try to do some things to get it down. But if it doesn't get down or you have symptoms, and there's a whole nother algorithm that I have to follow because it's legality. Now, listen, your doctor in your relationship was in such a manner that he knew, okay, you weren't taking it, start taking it. Let's see where you go from there, which is perfect because you commute. I love the fact that these diamonds in your lap, Pops and Coach Ro are saying, listen, reach out to your doctor, Let's start doing things with some viable numbers, with some answers, so that you can stop flying blind. So you can put on your eyeglasses or put on your goggles and get into this thing and know exactly where you're heading, your direction. But none of us is saying stop your medication.
That's right.
Start this program, stop your medication, you know, and all of this is going to work the same way. Everybody's body operates differently. And even you, I even heard, I know we didn't talk about it yet, but even some of the numbers, you were doing the right things, but your numbers still weren't where you wanted them to be at certain times. And that's just the longevity of how long you've been having this. And we always say, the Coach Rose, God always got a backup system for the body. So even though the pancreas does primary or something else does primary, he always got a backup system through the liver or something like that. So, you know, the body just operates different. So everybody is different. So we want people to know, listen, don't do these things haphazardly. Don't say, oh, well, they said to don't eat between 10 and 6, so I'm going to try that. Or I'm going to do this thing. That's that 70%. If you want to do this the right way, then you do need to contact Coach Ro and Pops and get on this thing. And like Miss Ruth, you're saying, like, I was half behind in it. And I'm so glad you said you fired the doctor, but at the same time, you wasn't doing nothing. I don't mind getting fired. I don't mind getting fired, but just tell me, listen, I ain't gonna do what you want to say. I'm not gonna listen to you. It's probably best that our relationship ends. I like people like that. Because I'm really not doing what you're telling me to do. But what I also respect that I think you and Miss Consuela conveyed was, I really don't know what this looks like. You know, we're telling people, you know, diet and exercise, and I really don't know what does a well-balanced diet look like and things like that. So that's just giving me ideas on how I can continue to communicate, especially with diabetic community, hypertension, whatever, to do better, to be explaining, to ask questions. What do you understand and what you don't understand? The other thing I wanted to say was, in your get understanding. You know what I'm saying? And all you're getting in life, get understanding. And this is a community where we're gaining understanding. And I thank God that I'm on the receiving end too. It's not just for me to give out, but also to learn, how do I get better, and how do I get maybe a team of people in my future, right, that's going to be with me. How can we do better? So I appreciate you sharing that. Hey, this communication thing, when I went to the doctor's office, wasn't the best. And I fired them jokers. You know what I mean? So you know, we have to be, you know, kind of candid about certain things that we didn't get. But to be honest with you, we're in the business of saving your life. And sometimes in that, it gets kind of shady on the legalities and what we have to do, and then what we're committed to you to do as well. But I'm excited for you. I'm excited the support. Another thing we've been talking about, I love that Pop's got your husband's number. You know what I mean? Your daughter jumped on the line, because some people are like, I can't do this by myself. You know, and other people, they don't want to know, you know, they don't want people to know their business, so they want to do it by themselves, but it's not meant for you to do it by yourself. And even though this is your body and self, and people sometimes feel alone, I don't want you to be lonely on the journey that took it took more than just you. You know, our culture is involved in this. You know what I mean? Everything is involved in how we eat and how we communicate and how we gather together. And to ask people to change that, they call it, number one thing, behavior modification. And I feel like that's what Coach Ro puts at the forefront. That's what Pops is putting at the forefront. Really what they're doing is behavior modification along with the plan, along with the eating habits. Because our culture, to be honest with you, it's a beautiful thing, man. We're so enriched. We're so enriched and we're so valuable. But what we have to learn is that some of the things that we've learned has led us up into these situations that we're in, you know, and we're greater than what we treat our bodies sometimes, you know, but it's, I mean, that behavior modification and the things that you guys are doing, I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. I encourage, I mean, you proof in the pudding.
Yeah,
Amen.
Can I
you proof in the pudding.
To what Mama Ruth said. The thing is, and also with Dr. D speaking of, we don't tell people to stop taking their medicine.
No, they don't.
We don't necessarily want people to take it. Okay. But the thing is, we understand that not every body and every person may not be in a position and it may not be able to assume the duties that the medicine is able to do. And there's a lot that we don't know because we are not inside of a person's body, and we're unable to see really what the pancreas is doing and how well they're processing insulin. We can only go off of external things. And so even when the doctor told me to stop taking my medicine, he didn't tell me to stop taking my medicine because he actually necessarily wanted me to stop. He wanted me to stop talking more so to stop taking medicine, because I kept bothering him and bugging him and I need to get off this medicine. I need to get off this medicine. And so I admire him for that, because he rolled the dice. He rolled the dice. It was like a coin flip. It was like, if it works, he's back on it. I ain't got to hear from him again. But if it doesn't, I'm still a hero because, you know, it worked. So, and he's told me after 3 days after not being on the medicine, he was like, I like being wrong. That's what he told me. He said, I like being wrong. So in this case, speaking about this medication, it's hard for me to understand why Mama Ruth said that she was afraid to tell us she wasn't taking her medicine, knowing that we were proponents of it. It's just that we were just hoping that whenever you made the decision, that it was the right decision. That's all. And so early on, it was so weird because she I don't know when she started getting these good numbers. Like, I mean, I don't know when it coincided with her not taking it, but she came from 369 all the way down to 136. And so to me, I'm like saying to myself, I mean, that was her lowest number, 136. She just had like a 140 or something yesterday or whatever, but it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. But the point I'm trying to make is I know for a fact that it was the right decision right now.
Yeah.
You know, but the thing is, you're always going to be concerned because right now, everybody who is on medication in our program, there's nobody in our program right now that's on medication right now. Right. And so what that tells me is that we're doing something right. We're doing something right. And it's humbling. It's humbling for the people to come in less than a month to have these type of results. And I just look forward to celebrating with some popcorn with Mama Ruth, because Mama Ruth says she wants some popcorn.
I know that's right.
I don't miss anything, but I do miss my popcorn. And my son bought me, for Mother's Day, a popcorn popper, air pop. And I mean, I don't like, fancy gifts. I like something I can use. You know what I mean? Yeah, and you don't have to go out and give me all these clothes. I can find my own. I don't want that, but they buy me stuff that they know I will continually use, and I love popcorn. So I told him that I don't miss anything but popcorn, and I can't wait when I get in the get to 100 and stay there and be stable. Then he's gonna send me a box of popcorn with some other stuff that goes on it.
Bragg's nutritional yeast. Gonna get that Bragg's nutritional yeast.
That's what you gotta have. You gotta have something that you work towards. And let me say to anybody who's listening and thinking about, you need to dial a number, you need to get in. But what I'm saying is, it just like Dr. Didi, and you gotta love her because she's gonna give you that disclosure. Let me tell you, don't try this at home. That type of thing. So I decided, and the only reason why I was scared to tell them is because I didn't want them liable. If something happened, I did that. You can't come and put me in jail for saying I ain't taking meds. You don't even put crazy people to jail. People who need to be on mental meds, they can't even make them take it. And that's why when they stop taking, they do all kind of stuff. And you can't even make, it's unlawful. So if I decide I'm not taking my meds, then that's on me. I didn't need them to know that at the time. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I ain't taking my meds. And then it's like, when did you know about? And you got this coaching clinic. You know what I mean? So I did it on my own. And sometimes, let me tell you this. Everybody doesn't have the same, everybody don't drink from the same cup.
Right.
That's what Jesus told me. I want to be like you, Lord, and be on it. He said, you can't drink from the cup I drink from. So everybody doesn't have the same grace. You got grace, but I may not have grace to do things. And God knows that I'm totally radical. He knows that. And he knows that, I may be a little tad off. He knows that too. And I'm just like that. And I can't be nobody but me. And he said, you know what? Since this nut finna be there, let me cover her.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Since she gonna get off the meds anyway, and God is saying he got use for me, I got me a calling on my life. So guess what? I can do that. You do what you need to do. And I did. And I was crazy enough to trust him. I was crazy enough to say, I'm firing every doctor until I get to the right one.
Right one.
You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be telling me, what Mama used to say, you're not going to pee in my face and tell me it's raining and I'm finna go get an umbrella. It ain't finna happen. So I didn't, I was like that. And God is saying, since she's like that and she believe in me, you know what? I got to cover her. And that's what he did. And I got off the meds and I wouldn't tell them because I know that they tell you up front, don't stop taking your meds. Right. They say that, and they say it throughout. So, because this is what, let me tell you how good Mike really is. He don't want to tell it. He's very suggestive. He don't try to tell you anything. He's not going to be caught. He almost like the mafia. I didn't really, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I got a thing to tell you. This is what I'm like the mafia. So he told me, Ruth, fasting is your friend. He told me fasting was my friend. And so he didn't say fast. You can't get him on that. He just said fasting is your friend. And what he meant by that, the later that I ate, the quicker my numbers went down. It started going down. My body didn't have nothing to go on. And the sugar had to leave. Yeah. And he kept saying it. And then I act like I came up with the idea. I said, hey, I got an idea. How about I fast? Right. So
when you had all those numbers, were you checking your blood sugar? Like when you came off your meds, were you at least checking your blood sugar frequently?
Yeah, girl.
Yeah, because we were getting the numbers. We were getting the numbers. Yeah.
Okay. I was getting the numbers.
I just want I want y'all to say it so that people know, like you just didn't stop your meds and then you didn't know.
No, she went flying blind. We get multiple readings a day. That's part of the program. That's that extreme accountability.
And I'm the one that's scared of needles. And I started taking, and then my fingers started hurting. And my daughter told me, won't you ice them? So I'm sitting there with the ice, and because she said, if you ice them, it won't hurt as much.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll bring it back. And I'm taking numbers. I'm taking numbers when they're not telling me to take numbers.
Yeah, because I went down me a glucometer today. Look, Coach Ro got me so fat. I'm like, well, let me go get one.
That's right. That's right. We all checking our blood sugar up in here.
Everybody check
your blood sugar. You gonna check yours?
You check. I'm telling
you. Everybody check their blood sugar.
Listen, my motto is you control your blood sugar, you control your life. I see Tanisha on here. Tanisha, no, that's what I say. If you control your blood sugar, you control your life.
You really
and I don't want to be I don't want to be the physician. Like I'm supporting this thing 1,000% because just what I know and then what Pops and Coach Ro is offering and then what's happening and then to hear the testimony of Pops and everything that's gone through the process and then just having family members, right, that's struggling with type 2 diabetes, a grandmother who died from a diabetic emergency, coming off of her meds, and her whole thing. There's so many things that's close to us on why we make the changes we make. But one thing I want to do is when I stand before any patient that's trusting me is to be, and I'm saying, hey, I want you to do, no, I'm not gonna be able to do that for everything. But if it's something that I can participate in or I can do, how about I do it so that I can sit down and have a conversation, and then I'm building trust with you. So I can say to people, listen, I know it's a lot of checking your sugar, but I did it. Or, or I changed my diet so I can understand the struggles that you're having or something like that. So it's just viable for, even Carl, she doesn't have diabetes, but because
Not at all.
her A1, right? He's going through something. She said, okay, we're going to do this thing together. And that's what it's all about. That's what I love about this program, is that you lock in arms with people that are giving you the energy that you need when sometimes you feel like you don't have it at all. So we all over here just checking sugars, changing diet. Yeah. We're doing all that.
We thriving. We thriving. We don't want to survive. We want to thrive. That's the goal. That's why I say walk alongside you and help you achieve optimal health. Optimal.
Right.
So that's the goal. So Mama Ruth, really, I don't know. Mama Ruth has never met us before. She started the program May 5th, right? So this is just over a month, May 5th. She said she's the first one in the clinic. She calls it a clinic. But how has it been like, real talk, if you were trying to describe your experience working with me and Pops, what would you say to that person who's like on the fence, who's considering, or maybe, because there's people listening right now that are diabetic, pre-diabetic. I know that for a fact. And even if they don't know, there's some people out there listening, like, what would you say to them, to encourage them to just jump? What would you say?
First, I say to them, if you had to put a price tag on your life, how much would you say you're worth? If somebody said, I buy you, how much, would you say that you were worth? And most people say, I'm priceless, and my response to I'm so priceless is then, since you're priceless, you need to make sure that this priceless self that you have can live a priceless life. You need to, make sure that you get the quality, the abundance of life that God said you could have. And we're not in heaven yet. So guess what? You need some help. We get help for everything. We get help for our taxes. Now, this is me talking to you who want to get in. We get help with our taxes. We get help if our car goes out. We get help if our children need tutoring, but you don't help yourself. And you think you can do it. And I'm 57. So it's been 57 years, or I just shave it off 40. You know what I mean? 40 years of me doing stuff that I thought I knew to do, and I didn't. And so I got me some help. And you need to get, diabetes is whooping your tail. That diabetes, I got my ninja suit on, and then I was still losing the fight. So I'm going to need you to tap out, because we're too proud, just like Dr. Didi said. Stop trying to be so proud, thinking that you're going to go to little Bo down the street and Sister Sally to tell you what to do when they sick. Stop doing it. That's what I'm going to tell people. Stop doing it. Get some help. Tap out before you tap out for real. You know what I mean? My experience with them for 1 month, I'm like, oh my God, they did in 1 month what none of my doctors, none of the meds. I'm not saying that the doctors don't know. I'm excluding Dr. Didi because I'm excluding her. She's not with them. She's in an elite.
That's right. That's what she is. She's the elite MD. She's the elite MD. That's it. That's confirmation right there, Dr. Didi. That's confirmation.
She's in a class by herself. She's a doctor that's saying, hey, I don't know everything. Let me get down here and get my hands dirty with you.
That's right. I don't know.
Most doctors, when they become MDs, and this is the truth, and I promise you, I pray that some doctors listening, They think that now I can put breath in somebody's body and you can't tell me nothing. Now I didn't clone some people and I'm making people my own self. So how you gonna tell me? But if you have a patient, you need to spend more than 5 minutes with them. You need to, okay, extend the clinic hours. Heck, close at 9. That's what I feel, because I want some time. Everybody wants time. And when you talking about time and you want to talk to somebody, Rochelle T. Parks and Michael L. Parks, Pops, they talk to you. I call them, let me tell you something. My husband got in with the Prove It Challenge, and there's something else y'all need to get in on. Okay, I'm the commercial. And so he got in. Look, we call her 11 something our time, 12 something their time. And they was like, hey, like, do they sleep? I'm nudging Braxton. And he said, and and he started talking. And excuse me. They're so personable, and you want somebody personable with your health. You want somebody who actually shows that they care and not just talk the talk. They walk the walk. They just do that. And I be calling them all through the day. And if they can't get it, they say, we'll call you back and all that. And they take my calls. I don't have anybody to say, you know what, they put me on hold and, I'm hearing this elevator music and then somebody else come on and say, leave a message for Dr. Didi at the sound of the beep and in 3 weeks she'll get back with you.
Right.
No. They call me. I'm quite sure they call other people, but I swear I'm the favorite. I ain't I'm just telling you. They won't say it because we on TV. But they call you. You see how we act like we some cousins and stuff?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You will never, ever, never, ever get that kind of personal relationship with a doctor. Well, we got Dr. Didi, but who coming behind them? Who?
They got some folks. I ain't trying to take all of the tea. I'm trying to.
You ain't got to. I'm gonna give you the whole picture, baby. You got the picture. So you ain't got to be giving all that disclosure. Take your blessing. I called it out and you never did. You ain't got to be putting them other folks up there because they don't have the anointment you got.
The anointment.
The anointment.
I'm still learning.
I appreciate it. Just take it. Come on now. Just take it. Who else been on these podcasts and bringing truth to this whole thing, validating this whole thing, closure and stuff? Who?
Yeah.
For me.
I appreciate y'all.
I agree.
So let that go, baby.
MD.
Yeah. So I would tell you guys, you know what? Get in before Christ come. Because he going to ask you what you did with the body that he gave you. Let's just be real. Just get in before he get here. You know what I'm saying? So you can say, see, don't be like that servant that was wicked and had the talent and hid it. Don't do that. Get in before Christ come and show him that you appreciate. Because we are, especially Black women, love to say how fine they are. But you ain't treating it like nothing. Then you get mad at the man who don't treat you right. And you the first one ain't treating you right. Come on now. Get in.
That's that preach right there.
Is
that offering plate coming around? Is that offering plate?
That was a preach.
Right. Get in, baby. Y'all get in. You know what I'm saying? My husband got on that Prove It challenge, and he gets up. We walk at 6. He gets up with me. He started eating the way I was eating before the Prove It challenge, so he can stand with me. That's my Boaz. We call him Ruth and Boaz.
That's right.
I'm just saying. But you know what? He shouldn't care more about me than I care more about me. People should care second. Don't get mad when people start disrespecting you, because you disrespecting your body, you disrespecting your own self. First, stand up and respect yourself. So get into this program. I'm telling you, get in. I was looking for years for something, and God gave them to me. He didn't let Mike go to the hospital in intensive care for nothing. He allowed it. It didn't just happen. He allowed it so Mike could come back and do his ministry. This is a ministry. He sent me scriptures and stuff. And sometimes, it's like the woman with the issue of blood. She was helping everybody else, but she couldn't help herself. And I helped everybody else. And sometimes I got faint. I couldn't help myself. I couldn't even pray for myself. And here come Mike with some scriptures. Yep. And he was saying, you said blank, 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 blank. You said this. And he put the scripture in front of me. And then I rise right back up because I needed some help. You know what I'm saying? So don't try to do this on your own. You ain't anointed for that. You ain't anointed for the elite people. You're not anointed for that. You go and it's like the Bible, but you still go to church every Sunday and go up under a pastor. Why? Because he's anointed to lead the flock. Don't mean you don't know the scripture, but you need him. So you need this coaching clinic, and I don't care if they say group. It's a clinic to me. And so you need this stuff. You really need it. I mean, it's nothing else I can talk to. I'm blue in the face. And actually, me talking, I'm helping somebody. But guess what? The help actually came from within because you really wanted it. And you didn't know you wanted it. And you really needed it. And you didn't know you needed it. You just needed some forerunners to come, before you so you can catch on. So,
Amen.
Do it before Christ come. Now, don't let Christ catch you still eating wrong. I'm just saying, you know what? The body is the temple, right?
Yes.
Guess what? I know what's going out there now, just kind of highlighting, people looting and people, doing some things because of, that death. And I understand that. But guess what? You looting too. You putting fire to your body. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna jail you for killing yourself? Who finna put some handcuffs on you? Because that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You so mad at other things. Look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing right by the temple or are you looting the temple? Ask yourself that. And if you feel good about it, then you know what? Have at it. If not, then you need to call this clinic, get online and sign up. And don't let money, come on now, don't let money be an issue because we love to nickel and dime our brothers and sisters. Let's just get real. We nickel and dime them and say, oh no, I can do that myself, but you ain't did it in years. Don't go eat the hamburger. Won't you get on the budget? Don't buy them clothes and put your money where the clothes can hang right.
All right now.
Yeah, this was good. This was rich. Ruth, thank you so much for your transparency, just for your candid testimony. Mama Ruth is doing well, guys. Her numbers, every day we say, keep fighting, keep punching, keep fighting, keep punching. And because that's what you have to do. Because it's been, how long has it been? 10, 12 years? How long has it been, Mama Ruth?
About 12 years ago.
Yeah, about 12 years. About 12 years, guys. So this is not, 5 months ago, 6 months ago, 12 years she's been dealing with this. And so you say it doesn't happen overnight. But I'll tell you what, me showing her them numbers got her fired up, though, y'all. I just want y'all to know that they got her fired up. And her lowest right now is in the 130s. So that's 230 points down from her very first reading that we saw in less than a month. So she just started May 5th. She's our very first client. And she's doing amazingly well. And shout out to, I know Dr. Didi speaks to family members knowing and being intimately involved, and and her husband Braxton, well, we call him Braxton, but it's Ronnie. Braxton is involved, and all of her kids are supporting her, and so we're just excited for her entire family. Like Steph, I got Steph on direct, what they used to be called direct connect. I got her on direct connect on speed dial on the phone, and then so is Braxton too. And so got a chance to meet my other nephew. He had a birthday the other day. Said, you see your family. Yeah, Brandon. So we're just excited about this whole process. And not just with Mama Ruth, with all of our clients. And because it's a blessing to be a blessing. And my husband and I, Pops and I, we consider this, we're humbled by this whole experience. I mean, really, like, we feel like God chose us. And I say all the time, y'all know who, people who follow me, you know who I am. I'm the health motivator. This is what I do. I help people. I've helped people get off, diabetes medication. I've helped people get off cholesterol medication. I've helped people lose over 100 pounds. I've done these things, but this is the first time I've had a front row seat to this entire process. Never did I think, I'd be rushing my husband to the emergency room because, and being so close to a diabetic coma. I never would have thought that would happen. And praise God that I had the wherewithal, right? The thought to do the things that I did to get him there, but never would have projected that, never would have thought that would have happened. But what a blessing it has been because it happened, right? Because it happened, right? And so I say all the time, like, both of my parents are gone, lost both of my parents, but my whole thing was they died so that others may live. They died so that others may live. And so Pops, no, he didn't die. Praise God. He didn't die. But he had that experience so that others may live. That's truly how we feel. And so who are we to keep that to ourselves? We have to share. We have to share. And so as long as we have breath in our bodies, and not only are we sharing, we're leading the pack. Like, he's doing the thing. I'm doing it with him. So right. People are noticing, Rochelle, you're losing a little weight. You're getting lean. Well, I'm doing it too. And so I'm checking my blood sugar too, because I truly believe you control your blood sugar, you control your life. And this thing that we're doing is so effortless. I will say that it's not hard. You know what I mean? And so it's just every day we having new, more and more revelations every day. And I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. And so millions of people need to know about this.
Absolutely. I'm excited. You guys, this is phenomenal. And what I love about it is that every time they show you those numbers and they're getting lower and lower, you're decreasing the possibility of a heart attack. You're decreasing the possibility of a stroke. You're decreasing the possibility of they losing their sight or having to go into dialysis or having the numbness and the tingling in their hands. And Pop that was amazing analogy that he used, right? It was like swimming underneath water, everything's blurry. And then now he could see like he was himself again. I mean, that was amazing. It's phenomenal. So every time they're showing you those numbers go lower, it's a 10% chance of not getting this. It's a 20% chance of not doing this. So it is adding days, years to your life, Miss Ruth. Every time those numbers get closer and closer to the normal, you're adding days with your kids. You're adding days with grandbabies. You're adding time and love and value, right, to your family unit. I mean, it's phenomenal. I'm excited. I'm rooting. I'm cheering for you. I'm in the background hearing about it. I'm fired up. That's why I told you. I heard about you before you showed up tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Pleasure. It's been an absolute pleasure to spend some time with you.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it. You should see me. I was ready. I put on perfume and stuff, and I said, they ain't even gonna smell it. Right. I said, they ain't even gonna smell it. And I put
church finger. Church finger.
Go ahead.
No, I want to say something that we didn't mention about Mama Ruth. We talking about medications, right? And I can't believe we forgot this. But once after Mama Ruth decided to do right,
No.
she was killing the game, and then all of a sudden she started feeling sick, and I was like, come on, Mama Ruth, we were doing so well, and now she was like, I'm feeling kind of sick, right? And so Mama Ruth, go ahead and finish.
Yeah, I was feeling really sick, and I was nauseated. Remember, I told you guys I was nauseated, and system was just doing everything. And then I for a couple of days I was sleeping and couldn't, just didn't know. Guess what? I was on high blood pressure pills, and when all my numbers started going down, the high blood pressure pills started working against me. And they asked me my blood pressure, and I was like, I know it's going low. So Braxton took it, and I can't remember the numbers, but I know it was under the 80 mark, you know, and I think like 110 or it was, that was down. I was taking the blood pressure medicine and I didn't need it, you know, anymore. And when I weaned myself, and here it is, Dr. Didi gonna do a disclosure, y'all. So don't even try this at home, you know. But like I said, God gave me grace because I believed him. You know, when you start pulling on the Lord and believing him, he will give you grace to do things. You know what I mean? And so I was really, when I stopped it, I hadn't told you all another time that I was sick, have I? I haven't said, oh, I wasn't fit. I couldn't, I was like a zombie, you know, and then I was irritable, you know. Husband asked me to pass him some water, and I'm like looking at him like, do I look like Hazel? Am I Hazel? You know, and I'm, you know, and God gives you the right person because he has so much patience because, you know, he needed with me, and he, you know, he just gets so much patience. And I'm like, you know, I'm like, I'm sick here. I be wanting to carry a sign. I'm sick. Don't ask me nothing. I'm really sick, y'all. Look at me. You know, and I called them, and they were like praying for me, and they didn't know what was going on, because then again, you got to understand, and this is what people need to be honest with them. They're not trying to stand in the state of physicians. They're not. They're just trying to coach you through this process to help you, you know, stop being a diabetic if you're type 2, because it was our messed up habits that got us like this. Let's just be honest, you know, hold hands and just tell the truth. I repent because I did wrong. That's what happened with me. Now, you know, maybe somebody did a drive-by and threw you some, you know, diabetes in a bag, but it didn't happen like that with me. You know what I'm saying? I went looking for it and didn't know what I was looking for. You know what I mean? So I stopped my blood pressure pills. So I can't wait to, you know, go to the doctor, you know, and
Me too. I can't wait for you to go to the doctor too.
Yeah. So are we gonna have another podcast where I can come on and do the after effects?
Yeah, or send me your labs and do something, mama, so I can see for real. I wanted them to take your vitals so you can say, okay, I'm officially, the doctor said that I'm officially on this, and I don't have to worry.
Yeah, we're going to have to do another podcast. I mean, I don't really want to be on the podcast, but I'm doing this to help y'all. I am. I'm sacrificing. I'm sacrificing to help the media. You know, people listen.
Steph, get your mama, Steph.
But with all of these great numbers in your blood pressure, I'm praying seriously that you're going to get the support that you need from your physician, and we're just going to put that out there. You're going to get the support you need, and you're going to come back with some great news about physicians. You're going to support us after this.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to ask you, let me ask this question to Dr. Didi. Let me ask you, where did you study and where is your practice? Because I could come there and be your patient.
I know it, right? Well, I'm a resident physician, so I'll be in Alabama soon, and that's on June 29th. So I'll be transition. Yes, ma'am. And then I don't know if, I think we mentioned it in another in the beginning of our first thing. I was a nurse. Am a nurse. So I did that, graduated in 2006. So I've been a nurse for over, I don't know how many teen years. And then I have a master's in management with hospitalization. I'm a part of it. So I've been in managerial positions and things like that. But yeah, I just recently am going to be taking a new gig as a resident physician down in Alabama. But when I get, yes, ma'am. Now, when I get up and running, though, you're more than welcome, you know, to come see me.
Because I'm right
here. Listen, you're not going to need me, but once you're going to come in once a year, I'm going to check your stuff, and I'm going to say, I love you, bye.
Now that's the real doctor, y'all. Y'all need to be listening to this here. That's a real physician. She ain't trying to just get your little Medicare, Medicaid, and your insurance card. She's saying, you know what? If they're healthy, you know, I'll see you next year. She's not trying to get, you know, just get on your stuff. And sometimes people just keep you coming back. Oh, you know what? I need to see you in 3 days.
Yeah.
You
But
know,
no,
Mhm.
honestly, the diamonds that you have in your pocket with Pops and Coach Ro, prayerfully, your longevity with health and wellness is like Coach saying optimal. And that's the
yes,
goal. That's what the goal, especially for our community. That's what we want to see. We want to see more positive comebacks. We want people to be healthy and well. We have too much other things that we need our health for to be fighting
that's
for.
right.
So we need to get in order, and that's what we're doing. Through all of this that we're going through, we're gaining understanding, and we're going to get through this on top. In our
Amen.
thinking, and in our behaviors, we're about to transform. That's what we're doing. We are transforming.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hey, Pops, you got any closing remarks before we shut this down? This has been an amazing, amazing, amazing interview. Mama Ruth, thank you so much. Pops, I'm gonna let you shut it down.
No, we good. I got, as always, I got to thank the elite MD,
Ooh,
the
yeah.
elite MD
That's what I'm saying.
for being a part. I don't know if you noticed or not, Dr. Didi, but me and Rochelle call you our resident physician. We
That's
call
right.
you're our resident physician.
That's right.
That's
That's right.
right. That's right.
But yeah, we definitely appreciate the opportunity to connect with you and to bounce things off of you to help make sure that the stuff that we're putting out there is quality. And of course, want to thank Mama Ruth. We love you. We appreciate you. We love your family. And we consider it an honor to help you along this way. And we're gonna be inextricably linked, for this process. And long after you recover, long after the doctors have removed the label from you, we're still going to be connected. And so I appreciate you for coming on and being transparent and telling your story. It means a lot to me and also to the many people who are listening. We pray that those seeds, we know that the word, God's word doesn't come back to him void. And so it always accomplishes the purpose that he intended. So we know that, it's going to be a lot of people help from this. There's millions of people in the world that are dealing with this. And we just need a few. We just need a few in our little corner just to help out. And so we appreciate that. And with that, Ro.
That's it. Hey guys, thank you all for tuning in. Again, if you or anybody you know is diabetic or pre-diabetic, the link has been posted several times in the comments. It's scrolling across the ticker on the screen as well. Just set up for a consultation. And let's just see if you're fit for the program and if we're fit for you. Simple as that. So yeah, look forward to helping all that we can. That's all I got. So we're going to close this thing out. As you all know, I am Rochelle T. Parks. I am your health motivator. And guess what? Whether you like it or not, nobody cares. I can, I will, and I must continue to walk alongside you and help you to achieve optimal health. That's it.
All right, guys. See
All
y'all.
right, take care. All right.
See you all. Bye.
Hey guys, before you go, I just want to let you know I am hosting a 7-day fruit and vegetable challenge on the first of the month. Guys, I do it every month. I've done it for the last 2 years. You say, why do I need that? Well, let me tell you what can happen in 7 days. In just 7 days, you can rid your body of the addiction to sugar, the addiction to salt. You can get rid of inflammation in the body. Guys, you can get mental clarity. You can sleep better. So many great things can happen in just 7 days. So don't delay any longer. Go ahead and click the link below and go ahead and sign up. We're getting started on the 1st, okay? I'll see you on the 1st.